Hello and welcome to a it's not even a dramatic reading, of My Immortal by Tara Gilesbie. I could not keep a single straight voice in this entire recording. I'm sorry. And you need, click the links in the descriptions so you can read along with me as I go through this. Because the true experience can only be gained by reading this. Okay, chapter 1. Hi, my name is Ebony Darkness Dementia Raven Way, and I have long ebony black hair. That's how I got my name. With purple streaks and red tips that reaches my mid-back and icy blue eyes like limpid tears. And a lot of people tell me I look like Amy Lee. I'm not related to Gerald Way, but I wish I was because he's a major fucking hottie. I'm a vampire, but my teeth are straight and white. I have pale white skin. I'm also a witch, and I go to a magic school called Hogwarts in England, where I'm in my 7th year. I'm 17. I'm a goth, in case you couldn't tell, and I wear mostly black. I love Hot Topic, and I buy all my clothes from there. For example, today, I was wearing a black corset with matching lace around it, and a black leather miniskirt, pink fishnets, and black combat boots. I was wearing black lipstick, white foundation, black eyeliner, and red eyeshadow. I was walking outside Hogwarts. It was snowing and raining, so there were no sun, which I was very happy about. A lot of preps stared at me. I put up my middle finger at them. "Hey, Ebony," shouted a voice. I looked up. It was Draco Malfoy. "What's up, Draco?" I asked. "Nothing," he said shyly. But then I heard my friends call me, and I had to go away. Chapter 2. The next day I woke up in my bedroom. It was snowing and raining again. I opened the door of my coffin and drank some blood from a bottle I had. My coffin was black ebony, and inside it was hot pink velvet with black lace on the ends. I got out of my coffin and took my giant MCR t-shirt, which I used for pajamas. Instead, I put on a black leather dress, a pentagram necklace, combat boots, and black fishnets on. I put on 4 pairs of earrings in my pierced ears and put my hair in a kind of messy bun. My friend Willow woke up then and grinned at me. She flipped her long, waist-length raven black hair with pink streaks and opened her forest green eyes. She put on her Marilyn Manson t-shirt with a black mini, fishnets, and pointy high-heeled boots. We put on our makeup, black lipstick, white foundation, and black eyeliner. "OMFG, I saw you talking to Draco Malfoy yesterday," she said excitedly. "Yeah, so," I said, blushing. "Do you like Draco?" she asked as we went out of the slithering common room and into the great hall. "No, I so fucking don't," I shouted. "Yeah, right," she exclaimed. Just then, Draco walked up to me. "Hi," he said. "Hi," I replied flirtily. "Guess what?" he said. "What?" I asked. "Well, Good Charlotte are having a concert in Hogsmeade," he told me. "Oh my fucking god," I screamed. I love GC. They're my favorite band besides MCR. "Well, do you want to go with me?" he asked. I gasped. Chapter 3. On the night of the concert, I put on my black lace-up boots with high heels. Underneath them were ripped red fishnets. Then I put on a black leather mini dress with all this corset stuff on the back and front. I put on matching fishnets on my arms. I straightened my hair and made it look all spiky. I felt a little depressed then, so I slit one of my wrists. I I read a depressing book while I waited for it to stop bleeding, and I listened to some GC. I painted my nails black and put on tons of black eyeliner. Then I put on some black lipstick. I didn't put on foundation because I was pale anyway. I drank some human blood, so I was ready to go to the concert. I went outside. Draco was waiting there in front of his flying car. He was wearing a Simple Plan t-shirt they would play at the show too. Baggy black skater pants, black nail polish, and a little eyeliner. "Hi, Draco," I said in the personal. There was an exclamation point in that quote for whatever reason. "Hi, Ebony," he said back. We walked into his flying black Mercedes-Benz. The license plate said 666. And flew to the place with the concert. On the way, we listened excitedly to Good Charlotte and Marilyn Manson. We both smoked cigarettes and drugs. When we got there, we hopped out of the car. We went to the mosh pit at the front of the stage and jumped up and down as we listened to Good Charlotte. You come in cold, you're covered in blood. There's some, I don't know the lyrics to the song. Joel is so fucking hot, I said to Draco, pointing him as he sung, filling the club with his amazing voice. Suddenly, Draco looked sad. "What's wrong?" I asked as we moshed to the music. Then I caught on. "Hey, it's okay, I don't like him better than you," I said. "Really?" asked Draco sensitively, and he put his arm around me all protective. So he's sensitive and protective. "Really?" I said. "Besides, I don't even know Joel, and he's going out with Hillary fucking Duff. I fucking hate that little bitch," I said disgustedly, thinking of her ugly blonde face. The night went really well, and I had a great time. So did Draco. After the concert, we drank some beer and asked Benji and Joel for their autographs and photos with them. We got GC concert tees. Draco and I crawled back into the Mercedes-Benz. But Draco didn't go back to Hogwarts. Instead, he drove the car into... There's a lot of dots. The Forbidden Forest. Chapter 4. "Draco!" I shouted. "What the fuck do you think you are doing?" Draco didn't answer, but he stopped the flying car and walked out of it. I walked out of it too, curiously. "What the fucking hell?" I'd asked angrily. "Ebony?" he asked. "What?" I snapped. Draco leaned in extra close, and I looked into his gothic red eyes. In parentheses, he was wearing colored contacts, which revealed so much depressing sorrow and evilness, and then suddenly didn't feel mad anymore. And then, again, a shit ton of dots. Suddenly, just as Draco kissed me passionately, Draco climbed on top of me, and we started to make out keenly against a tree. He took of my top, and I took of his clothes. I even took of my... Then he put his thingy into my you-know-what, and we did it for the first time. Oh, I screamed. I was beginning to get an orgasm. We started to kiss everywhere, and my pale body became all warm, and then... "What are you doing, you motherfuckers?" It was even more dots than before. Dumbledore. Chapter 5. Dumbledore made Draco and I follow him. He kept shouting at us angrily. "You ludicrous fools." Misspelled. I started to cry, tears of blood down my pallid face. Draco comforted me. When we went back to the castle, Dumbledore took us to Professor Snape and Professor McGonagall, who were both looking very angry. "They were having sexual intercourse in the Forbidden Forest," he yelled in a furious voice. Why did you do such a thing, you mediocre dunces? Asked Professor McGonagall. How dare you? Demanded Professor Snape. And then Draco shrieked, Because I love her! Everyone was quiet. Dumbledore and Professor McGonagall still looked mad, but Professor Snape said, Fine, very well. You may go up to your rooms. Draco and I went upstairs while the teachers glared at us. Are you okay, Ebony? Draco asked me gently. Yeah, I guess, I lied. I went to the girls' dorm and brushed my teeth and hair, and changed into a low-cut black floor-length dress with red lace all around it and black high heels. When I came out, Draco was standing in front of the bathroom, and he started to sing I Just Want to Live by Good Charlotte. I was so flattered, even though he wasn't supposed to be there. We hugged and kissed. After that, we said goodnight, and he reluctantly went back into his room. Chapter 6. The next day I woke up in my coffin. I put on a black miniskirt that was ripped around the all around the end, and matching top with red skulls all over it, and high-heeled boots that were black. I put on 2 pairs of skull earrings and 2 crosses in my ears. I spray-painted my hair with purple. In the Great Hall, I ate some Count Chocula cereal with blood instead of milk, and a glass of red blood. Jesus. Suddenly, someone bumped into me. All the blood spilled over my top. Bastard, I shouted angrily. I regretted saying it when I looked up because I was looking into the pale white face of a gothic boy with spiky black hair with red streaks in it. He was wearing so much eyeliner that I was going down his face, and he was wearing black lipstick. He didn't have glasses anymore, and now he was wearing red contact lenses, just like Draco's, and there was no scar on his forehead anymore. He had manly stubble on his chin. He had a sexy English accent. He looked exactly like Joel Madden. He was so sexy that my body went all hot when I saw him. Kind of like an erection, only I'm a girl, so I don't get one, you sicko. I'm so sorry, he said in a shy voice. That's alright. What's your name? I questioned. Oh no. My name's Harry Potter. Although most people call me Vampire these days, he grumbled. Why? I exclaimed. Because I love the taste of human blood, he giggled. Well, I am a vampire, I confessed. Really? He whimpered. Yeah, I roared. We sat down to talk for a while. Then Draco came up behind me and told me he had a surprise for me, so I went away with him. Chapter 7, Bring Me to Number 2, To Life. Chapters has a title for whatever reason now. Draco and I held our pale white heads with held our pale white hands with black nail polish as we went upstairs. I was wearing red Satanist sings on my nails in red nail polish. I waved to Vampire. Dark misery was in his depressed eyes. I guess he was jealous of me that I was going out with Draco. Anyway, I went upstairs excitedly with Draco. We went into his room and locked the door. Then we started Frenching passively, and then we took off each other's clothes enthusiastically. He felt me up before I took of my top. Then I took off my black leather bra, and he took off his pants. We went on the bed and started making out naked. Then he put his boy's thingy in mine, and we had sex. Oh, Draco, Draco, I screamed while getting an orgasm, when all of a sudden I saw a tattoo I had never seen before on Draco's arm. It was a black heart with an arrow through it. On it, in bloody Gothic writing, were the words, Vampire. I was so angry. "You bastard!" I shouted angrily, jumping out of the bed. "No, no, but you don't understand," Draco pleaded. But I knew too much. "No, you fucking idiot," I shouted. "You probably have AIDS anyway." I put on my clothes all huffily and stomped out. Draco ran out even though he was naked. He had a really big you-know-what, but I was too mad to care. I stomped out and did so until I was in Vampire's classroom, where he was having a lesson with Professor Snape and some other people. "Vampire Potter, you motherfucker!" I yelled. Chapter 8. Everyone in the class stared at me. I wonder why. And then Draco came into the room even though he was naked and started begging me to take him back. "Ebony, it's not what you think," Draco screamed sadly. My friend Bloody Mary Smith smiled at me understatedly. She flipped her long waist, as in garbage waist length, gothic black hair, and opened her crimson eyes like blood. She was wearing contact lenses on. She had pale white skin and she was wearing white makeup on. Jesus. Hermione was kidnapped when she was born. Her real parents are vampires, and one of them is a witch, but Voldemort killed her mother, and her father committed suicide because he was depressed about it. She still has nightmares about it, and she is very haunted and depressed. It also turns out her real last name is Smith and not Granger. Since she is converted to Satanism, she is in Slytherin now, not Gryffindor. "What is it that you desire, you ridiculous dimwit?" Snape demanded angrily in his cold voice, but I ignored him. "Vampire, I can't believe you cheated on me with Draco." Cheated on... Alright. Everyone gasped. I don't know why Ebony was so mad at me. I went out with Vampire on by, and so is Ebony, for a while, but then he broke my heart. He dumped me because he liked Brittany, a stupid preppy fucker. We were just good friends now. He had gone through horrible problems, and now he was gothic. Haha, like I would hang out with a prep. "Yeah, but I'm not going out with Draco anymore," said Vampire. "Yeah, fucking right. Fuck off, you bastard," I screamed. I ran out of the room and into the Forbidden Forest, where I had lost my virginity to Draco, and then I started to burst into tears. Chapter 9. I was so mad and sad I couldn't believe Draco for cheating on me. I began to cry against the tree where I did it with Draco. Then all of a suddenly, an horrible man with red eyes and no nose and everything started flying toward me on a broomstick. He didn't have a nose, basically like Voldemort in the movie. He was wearing all black, but it was obvious he wasn't gothic. It was Voldemort. "No!" I shouted in a scared voice, but then Voldemort shouted, "Imperious," and I couldn't run away. "Crookshanks," I shouted at him. Voldemort fell off his broom and started to scream. I felt bad for him, even though I'm a sadist, so I stopped. "Ebony," he yelled, "thou must kill Vampire Potter." I thought about Vampire and his sex eyes and his gothic black hair, and how his face looks just like Joel Madden. I remember that Draco had said I didn't understand, so I thought, what if Draco went out with Vampire before I went out with him, and then they broke up? Oh my god, what if? "No, Voldemort," I shouted back. Oh, sorry. Voldemort gave me a gun. "No, please," I begged. "Thou must," he yelled. If thou dost not, then I shall kill thy beloved Draco. How did you know? I asked in a surprised way. Voldemort got a dude ear so retarded look on his face. I hath telekinesis, he answered cruelly, more like crudely. And if doth not kill vampire, then thou know what will happen to Draco, he shouted. Then he flew away angrily on his broomstick. I was so scared and mad, I didn't know what to do. Suddenly Draco came into the woods. Draco, I said. Hi. Hi, he said back, but his face was all sad. He was wearing white foundation and messy eyeliner, kind of like a pentagram. Get it between Joel Madden and Gerard Way. Are you okay? I asked. No, he answered. I'm sorry I got all mad at you, but I thought you cheated on me. That's okay, he said, all depressed. And we went back into Hogwarts together, making out. Chapter 10. I was really scared about Voldemort all day. I was even upset. Went to rehearsals with my gothic metal band, Bloody Gothic Rose 666. I am the lead singer of it, and I play guitar. People we sound like a cross between Good Charlotte, Slipknot, and My Chemical Romance. The other people in the band are Bloody Mary, Vampire, Draco, Ron, although we call him Diablo now. He has black hair with blue streaks in it. And Hagrid. Only today, Draco and Vampire were depressed, so they weren't coming, and we wrote songs instead. I knew Draco was probably slitting his wrists. He wouldn't die because he was a vampire too, and the only way you can kill a vampire is with a CROSS words. There's no way I'm writing. You just wrote that. Or a steak, as in the food. And Vampire was probably watching a depressing movie like The Corpse Bride. I put on a black leather shirt that showed off my boobs and a tiny matching miniskirt that said Simple Plan on the butt. You might think I'm a slut, but I'm really not. We were singing a cover of Helena, and at the end of the song, I suddenly burst into tears. I thought she said they were writing music. Ebony, are you okay? Bloody Mary asked in a concertated voice. What the fuck do you think? I asked angrily. And then I said, well, Voldemort came and the fucking bastard told me to kill Harry. I thought he was a vampire, but I don't want to kill him because he's really nice, even if he did go out with Draco. But if I don't kill Harry, then Voldemort will fucking kill Draco. I burst into tears. Suddenly, Draco jumped out from behind a wall. Why didn't you fucking tell me? He shouted. How could you fucking poser, Michael, bitch. I started to cry. Draco started to cry too, all sensitive. Then he ran out crying. We practiced for 1 more hour. Wow. Then suddenly, Dumbledore walked in angrily. His eyes were all fiery, and I knew this time it wasn't because he had a headache. What have you done? He started to cry wisely. Ebony Draco has been found in his room. He committed suicide by slitting his wrists. Chapter 11. No! I screamed. I was horrified. Bloody Mary tried to comfort me, but I told her to fuck off, and I ran to my room crying myself. Dumbledore chased after me, shouting, but he had to stop when I went into my room, because he would look like a perv that way. Anyway, I started crying tears of blood, and I slit both my wrists. They got all over my clothes, so I took them off and jumped into my bath angrily. Well, I put on a Linkin Park song at full volume. I grabbed a steak, again, the food, and almost stuck it into my heart to commit suicide. I was so fucking depressed. I got out of the bathtub and put on a black low-cut dress with lace all over it. Sandly. I put on black high heels with pink metal stuff on the ends and 6 pairs of skull earrings. I couldn't fucking believe it. And then I looked out the window and screamed. Snap was spying on me and was taking a videotape of me, and Lupin was masticating to it. They were sitting on their broomsticks. Ew, you fucking pervs, stop looking at me naked. Are you pedos or what? I screamed, putting on a black towel with a picture of Marilyn Manson on it. Suddenly, Vampire ran away. I thought she put on a whatever. Abracadabra, he yelled at Snape and Lupin, pointing his womb. I took my gun and shot Snape and Lupin a gazillion times, and they both started screaming. The camera broke. Suddenly, Dumbledore ran in. Ebony, it has been revealed that someone has... No! He shouted, looking at Snape and Lupin, and then he waved his wand, and suddenly Hagrid ran outside on his broom and said, "Everyone, we need to talk." What do you know, Hagrid? You're just a little Hogwarts student. I may be a Hogwarts student. Hagrid paused angrily. But I am also a Satanist. This cannot be, Snap said in a crisp voice as blood dripped from his hand where Dumbledore's wand had shot him. There must be other factors. You don't have any, I yelled in madly. Lupin held up the camera triumphantly. The lens may be ruined, but the tape is still there. I felt faint, more than I normally do, like how it feels when you do not drink enough blood. Yep, I can relate. Why are you doing this? Lupin said angrily, while he rubbed his dirty hands on his cook. And then I heard the words that I had heard before, but not from him. I did not know whether to feel shocked and happy, or to bite him and drink his blood because I felt faint. Because, Hagrid said, and he paused in the air dramatically, waving his wand in the air, then swooped he in singing to the tune of a gothic version of a song by 50 Cent. Because you're gothic? Snapped asked in a little afraid voice, because he was afraid it meant he was connected with Satan. Because I love her! Oh no.